So in this episode, we're going to be playing half PLO and half Big O, 5-card high-low, which was inspired by Josh and I playing it at the meetup game. First hand of note, I looked down at King 7-6-3, single suited in the big blind. There are 6 limps to me. I also call, and we're going 7 ways to a flop. Flop comes 9-4-3 with 2 spades, checks to me, I check, and action checks through, so still going 7 ways to a turn. Turn brings the best card in the deck and a 5 of diamonds, giving us the nuts with the flush redraw. I bet 35, and there are 3 callers, so we're going 4 ways to a river. River brings an 8, I bet 140, and everyone folds, so we take it down. Shortly after the previous hand, I looked down at ace, queen 6, single suited in the big blind. Middle position opens a 15, 2 callers to me, and I call, so we're going 4 ways to a flop. Flop comes queen 4-3 with 2 hearts. I check, the original raiser bets 60, folds to me, and I make the call, so we're going heads up to a turn. Turn brings a 10 of hearts, bringing in the front door flush. I check, and my opponent quickly checks back, so still going heads up to a river. River brings a 5, and I believe my opponent here would have bet had he made a flush on the turn. Now the 5 doesn't improve my hand, but it does now give me some relevant straight blockers with the 2 aces and the 6. So for those reasons, I bet 115 and my opponent folds, so we take it down. Here I look down at ace, queen 10-9, single suited under the gun in a straddled pot. I open a 20. Player to my left's been pretty active. He 3-bets to 70. Over to the small blind who calls, and I make the call as well. So we're going 3 ways to a flop. Flop comes ace, king, queen, rainbow. I check. The original raiser puts his last 125 in the middle. Small blind thinks a bit and makes the call. And if he didn't call, I probably would have, but I don't think I'm going to beat 2 other opponents here, so I fold. They ended up going heads up to a run out, which brought a 5 on the turn and a 4 on the river. The original raiser turned over jack 10-10-6, so he flopped Broadway, and he's going to take it down. Props to Chad, who raised all in on the turn with this hand on a board of jack 10-9-2 against the active player a couple seats to my left, and somehow ends up being good. Here we're playing some Big O. I look down at ace, king 9-6, double suited in the hijack. Folds to me, I make it 15. Over to the small blind who 3-bets to 55. Big blind calls and I call, so we're going 3 ways to a flop. Flop comes queen 6-2 rainbow. Both my opponents check to me and I check as well, so we're still going 3 ways to a turn. Turn brings a king, small blind checks, big blind bets 165. And although that card did give me 2 pair, I don't have any low draw, don't have any straight draw. So really I'm not going to like too many river cards here. So for those reasons, along with having the small blind still to act behind me, I fold. Small blind makes the call and they end up going heads up to a river. River brought a 5, small blind checked to the big blind who bet 200. Small blind made the call and turned over ace, queen 8-2 and somehow ended up scooping the pot. So I would have won the high with kings and 6s, but it would have been a pretty difficult call, especially with the low coming in on the river. Here I look down at king 7-4, double suited in the small blind in a straddled pot. There's 1 limper over to Dennis on the button. He makes it 25. I 3-bet to 90. The limper folds and Dennis makes the call, so we're going heads up to a flop. Flop comes king 8-4 rainbow. I check. Dennis pots it. I go ahead and push all in, which is a little bit more, and he makes the call, so we're going heads up to a run out. Turn brings a queen. River brings another king, so should lock it up for us. I turn over my hand, and Dennis turns over ace 9-3. So it was hard to put him on aces, but he did have it, and fortunate to double up here. Here look down at queen 9-9-8, single suited in middle position in a $20 double board bomb pot. The flops come out jack 7-4 rainbow and 10-7-6 with 2 hearts. Checks to me, I pot it, and everyone folds, so we take it down. Here I look down at king queen 10-9, single suited under the gun in a straddled pot. I make it 20 and there are 2 callers, so we're going 3 ways to a flop. Flop comes queen 7 with 2 spades. I bet 65, folds to the button who makes the call, so we're going heads up to a turn. Turn brings an 8, I bet 165 and my opponent thinks a bit and folds, so we take it down. Here I look down at ace queen 6-6-2, double suited on the button in a straddled pot. Early position player makes it 20. 1 caller to me, I call, and there are 2 callers behind, so we're going 5 ways to a flop. Flop comes 8-6-2 rainbow, checks to me, and while I do have middle set here, not having a low really hurts my hand, so I check back as well. Still going 5 ways to a turn. Turn brings another 2, checks to me again, I bet 75, and only one of the middle position players call, so we're going heads up to a river. River brings a 3, my opponent checks to me, I bet 200 trying to get him off a chop, and he makes the call. He has king 6-5-5-4, so we're going to chop it up here. Shortly after the previous hand, the game actually broke. Played for about 6.5 hours total. If you're in the LA area and interested in playing, definitely let me know and I'll get you in touch with Jesse, who is the host of the game. What's up, guys? Wayne back here with you. So today I was in for 800, out for 820, so $20 profit. If you haven't already done so, check out the previous video. I'll link it up here, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Take care.